Today I'm going to talk to you about the fight that is going on inside of your bodies right now. The fight that someday 20% of you will lose. Every day in your body, white blood cells are battling bacteria and other pathogens. These pathogens kill 10 million people every year. But to understand this battle, we must first begin with a fundamental question. How is it that we are alive? Well, we have beautiful brains. Our bodies are complex. We have to run around and frolic and find mates. All that is a lot of work. How is it that that work is accomplished? The answer is proteins. Proteins are real, physical, tangible objects. Quite simply, proteins are tiny machines. They do all the work inside of a cell that keeps a cell alive. They are the machines of life. There is a dance, an evolutionary dance, going on between your white blood cells and bacteria. Just like you use hydrogen peroxide to clean out a cut, your white blood cells shoot out hydrogen peroxide in order to kill pathogens. But bacteria have special proteins that get rid of this hydrogen peroxide, making them more resilient and difficult to kill. And so I set off to study these important bacterial defenses. Proteins are not easy to study. They're so tiny, in fact, they are smaller than the visible wavelengths of light. You physically cannot look at them with a microscope. And so I isolated the proteins I was interested in from 2,000 other proteins within the cell and was able to grow a protein crystal, just like a crystal of diamond. Then I shot it with a high-intensity X-ray beam and was able to solve the three-dimensional structure of these proteins, down to the specific position of every single atom. What I found is fascinating. Just like any machine, these proteins have moving parts, two arms that swing out as part of its function. I studied these moving parts in depth in order to understand the inner workings of this machine. And then I asked, what happens if you jam the gears? It's the equivalent of putting the protein in a straitjacket. The machine breaks, and in fact, the protein is irreversibly ruined, and the bacteria's defenses are compromised. Now, in my PhD work, I have proposed a novel drug lead, an antibiotic that targets this weakness. But the broader implication is that this weakness exists in many disease-causing pathogens, including E. coli, salmonella, malaria, and tuberculosis. In the most extreme example, a bacteria called Helicobacter pylori, which causes stomach cancer, this bacteria cannot survive when this machine is broken. And so now, to the 20%, I can say to you that I hope this antibiotic makes you 10%, or 5%, and perhaps someday, 0. Thank you.